This is right up there, neck and neck with Sodai for one of my favorite personal shots, and probably, depending on the day, my favorite shot that I've taken of Mount Fuji. And I think I love it so much because there's this abstract beauty that makes it very simple. It's just highlights and shadows, creating a natural chiaroscuro effect on the scene. If you're ever in Tokyo, you would see that it's one of the densest cities in the world, just full of towering skyscrapers, and yet they're all just dwarfed by this mountain that just kind of like dominates the scene. It looms over it. So the first time that I went to go shoot this shot, I had to actually take a train for like an hour because the tower where I shot this is very far outside the city. And once I got there, beautiful sunset, not many people there. It was like the perfect condition, but the mountain didn't show up. It was just covered in clouds. And I had to go and do some other traveling throughout the country, and I actually couldn't come back for like 2 weeks. And I was kind of bummed. I thought that I had missed my opportunity to get this shot. And I had an afternoon free in Tokyo a couple of weeks later, and I was like, F it, I'm gonna try this again. So I go back, and the mountain is there. Awesome, great, right? Well, you can't set up a tripod in this tower. And the viewing platform, which is amazing, by the way, it's so awesome and generous and has such great views of the city, but the viewing platform is actually on the roof and it's exposed to the elements. So you've got a lot of wind and it is effing cold up there. And because you have to shoot handheld, it's very difficult for a low light scene like this, especially because I'm shooting on a medium format camera that doesn't have the best ISO performance, nor the fastest lenses. I was shooting on a 100-200 lens that had like a 5.6 max aperture. So normally a tripod would be what you would use, but I was out of luck. However, I was lucky that Japanese people are very literal with the rules and they take things quite literally. So just because I couldn't use a tripod doesn't mean I couldn't set up my backpack on the windowsill. And indeed, nobody said anything to me because it technically isn't a tripod. So I had some books in my backpack that I placed on top of it, and just to kind of balance it out and get the horizon as level as possible, set the camera to time-lapse mode so I wouldn't have to touch it. And then I took off my very warm, comfortable, thick, heavy jacket so that I could protect it from the wind and also use it as a lens skirt to protect from reflections on the window glass. Most people will take this shot of Fuji in Tokyo from Tokyo Skytree, and I don't think it has the same impact. I think having Tokyo Skytree in the frame adds this incredible juxtaposition of the two titans of the city, Mount Fuji and Tokyo Skytree, which is actually a radio tower for television and radio signals that had to be built because the old tower, Tokyo Tower, was just getting overwhelmed by all the rising skyscrapers in the city and wasn't as effective. And so much is said with so little. There actually isn't a lot in this frame. It's just shadows and light and shapes. It's abstract in its beauty. And I think that's why I like it so much and why I would love to have it printed for my own interior design when I have more room in my apartment. And I think if you're someone who really digs a modern aesthetic and wants a very unique, powerful print, something to show off, this is it. This is for you.